G'day and welcome to game one of this lower bracket elimination between Entity and Team Liquid. The winner will progress, TI Dream stays alive, the loser will be going home.
5 seconds remaining.
The airport awaits, and we've just seen OG overcome in the previous series.
Yeah, really impressed.
On the upper bracket. We'll see if the upper bracket teams continue to win in this series. Entity, of course, coming through from the lower bracket. Team Liquid dropping down yesterday from against Team Asta. First rounds of picks and bans will be the Marcy and Primal Beast taken out. I should just have myself on a recording saying Marcy and Primal Beast being removed. Brewmother and Nyx taken out. And when you ban the Nyx, you do want to pick some heroes that are AoE damage based, and we see the Enigma and the Leshrac being picked after that Nyx ban. So first phase Enigma, we'll have to see if that's a support or a core. Entity return with a Tiny and an Arc Warden first phase. Arc Warden first phase.
10 seconds.
So I assume this is going to be either mid or safe lane. We'll have to see whether it's this magic damage Arc Warden or physical damage Arc Warden. The magic damage Arc Warden really focuses on the spark rates. Even the Aghanim Scepter, you get the double spark rates. Or the respawn spark rate, something to that effect. So, I have to see which way Entity want to go with that. But Leshrac and Enigma very strong. And we'll have to see if there are any obvious counter picks grabbed for this Enigma. Silencer is obviously available. There's a Avenge, a Warlock. These are all fairly common counters. So it really depends if Liquid want to pick this as a Zai Enigma or as a like 5 Insania Enigma, which could be done. Second round of bans. Lone Druid, yep. Martu will be banned. There'll be no El Doge. No El Doge this game for Matumba Men. Tusk as well, and Visage being banned from Team Liquid. You're trying to get rid of that timing-based push, and Visage is just super strong at the moment. I play with a couple of people who are filthy Visage spammers, so I'm quite aware of what that hero is capable of doing. And the AA being banned out. Ooh, AA being banned does point towards a Morphling. Let's just see if Morphling is banned here in
10 seconds remaining.
second phase. They got one ban left.
5 seconds remaining.
If you're gonna ban the AA, why would you not ban it last ban to try and hide the Morphling? If that's the direction you're going, maybe you're banning AA because against a Leshrac is fair enough. You definitely don't want the AA counteracting the Bloodstone. That double spell life steal. So I guess that's a fair enough ban either way. Undying will be taken from Entity. Yeah, I think this is going to be maybe a Stormer Arc Warden. Maybe it'll just be a pure Arc Warden. I don't know. One or two. I doubt it's going to be support. That'd be something else if we saw a support Arc Warden. No obvious counters to the Black Hole have been banned. So they're leaving it open. They're saying, Liquid is saying, Entity, if you want to counter this Black Hole, go ahead. Go ahead and counter the Black Hole. Commit your resources onto countering this Black Hole, and we can probably just switch it to support. Now, do they just pick the Silencer here themselves? Ooh, Team Liquid have got an opportunity here to just pick Silencer. You can just blink in Black Hole and Global Silence.
5 seconds remaining.
And he's a stream title. That is a good call. Look at the Spirit Breaker. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Thank you, Tangled12, for helping me out. There we are. Entity versus Liquid.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Spirit Breaker. Just really good at creating chaos in the fights, just charging straight through the middle and setting up for the Leshrac to deal a lot of damage. If Leshrac is ignored in a team fight, then The damage that he can output is just astronomical. Leshrac is almost like a Death Prophet in that way, that you want to burst this hero right off the bat. If you don't manage to burst the Leshrac, he's going to get the Bloodstone off. Just like with the Death Prophet, he gets the Spirit Siphons. It is the sort of hero you just cannot be left alone in a fight. And if there's an Enigma they're trying to cancel, if there's a Spirit Breaker they're trying to deal with, Leshrac is just going to be sort of let free in these fights.
10 seconds remaining.
In Finnish, Doge is pronounced like Dio from Door, or E from gross and E from entity. Yeah. I don't know how to say that. It's vodka. I'm just gonna stick with El Doge. Crystal Maiden and Naga Siren have been picked from entity. Crystal Maiden once again. I mean, hopefully it loses so Ice Frog doesn't nerf the CM. Naga Siren though, I mean, it's a strong carry. It's really, really good. We saw it last game. I think Naga Siren is getting to that point where it needs to be banned. It can't just be left in a draft. When you got a Naga Siren and an Arc Wooden? Sorry for the distraction. It's okay. We're in draft. Not too much happening at the moment. I'm looking for stuff to talk about anyway. So, I think we're going to see a mid-arc Wooden at this point. Mid-arc Wooden, safe lane Naga. I mean, this is just going to be a nightmare for Liquid. At least they have the Spirit Breaker to try and lock onto someone. I mean, Entity is saying, you know what? You picked Enigma. We're just never going to give you a fight. We're going to have lanes being pushed out by the Arc Wooden clone. We're going to have lanes being pushed out by the Naga Illusion, Naga Illusions. You know, you want to use a black hole? Good luck. We're never going to give you the opportunity. That almost feels like the game plan Entity are going for. And you know what? If they commit to that game plan, I'd love to see it. I want to be in an hour 30 match with Naga Siren Illusions just slowly chipping down range tracks. You know, that's the shit I live for. You know, right there. Last phase bans will be the Jakiro and Veno from Entity. Yeah, makes sense. Looking for that sort of pesky 4 or 5, depending on where you want to run this Enigma. And Morphling. Yeah, Morphling's taken out as well as the Brewmaster. I guess you can't leave Morphling in when you ban the AA yourself. It's vodka. You know what? I love those games because it shows how teams move around a map, and it's often a really close game. I don't need kills to be happening in a game of Dota for me to be entertained. I like strategy. I'm a strategy person. And I love it when teams are forced to really adapt their strategy. Slaughter. Okay, so they got strong physical burst. I mean, Roshan is just going to be eliminated off the face of the planet if the Naga and Slaughter get in there. Corrosive Haze plus the Riptide minus armor. That's going to be pretty insane. So it does look like a mid-arc Warden, unless it's a 4-arc Warden and it's a mid-tiny. I mean, we haven't seen the hero picks just yet. Team Liquid, they've got 1 pick left. Is this a support Enigma? Is this a support Enigma? Entity think it isn't. I don't think it's support now that we've seen the draft. I think they probably run it as core. There is no hard counter to this Enigma. There's no issue with playing this in the core role. Just get the farm on, and if you get a chance to black hole, then you can absolutely take advantage. We did see the Lifestealer earlier today, and it had a way in. We've got the Spirit Breaker with the Lifestealer, obviously, so that's the way in. The Infest Bomb. Choo Choo. The old classic pub. Just type the old Choo Choo as you're charging in with the Lifestealer infested. So we've got the Spirit Breaker Lifestealer combo, a way to inject the Lifestealer into the middle of the fight. Enigma will probably have a blink. Leshrac even might grab themselves a blink at some point as well. Saying that, although, so it looks as if we're looking for a support last here. Something who can sit on the back lines. They banned the Jakira on the Bennett. Actually, super good. Good bans. Something could sit on the back line and just poke and prod and assist where they can. Disruptor isn't banned at it. Lit.
Choose your hero.
Okay, so Ice Armor. Crash make either Leshrac or Lifestealer unkillable. Will be the Boxy on the 4, Batamaman the 1, Mickey the 2, Drac, Insania on the 5. Lich, and on the side of Entity we have Pure. Hold up. Hold up. This is a 1 Slardar. So we're seeing a 1 Slardar, a 2 Arc Warden. Toby is the 3 Naga Siren. Tommy's taking the 4 Tiny and Fishman on the 5 CM. Okay. There is a chance here, and I don't know enough about Entity right now, that maybe Toby is just the Naga Siren player. I could be wrong about this. Maybe Toby's the Naga Siren player. And maybe they're just going to switch roles this game, and Pure won't play POS 1. And he'll play POS 3 this game. I don't know. I don't know if they have that sort of flexibility in their team, but there is that chance. Otherwise, it's just an offlane Naga. Offlane Naga seems like a really weird place. It's not a support Naga where you can focus on like getting the shard and just being a nuisance with the illusions, providing vision all the time. You still want to have a physical damage impact with this 3 Naga, but you're not going to have the farm priority as a 1 Naga would. So, be interesting to see how they play this.
Prepare for
I mean, obviously, where is it? No, I'm looking at. Okay. Over the most last hits, 7 minutes. Nikkei. I think we're going long. Let's play at 15 denies. My goodness. Okay, so don't know. Going all in on Mickey for the predictions this game. Righto, so Liquid on the dire side in this match. I've got down there early vision on the high ground. Boxy planted that one. And yeah, actually see 5 minutes 26, 5 minutes 28. Played at the same time. I don't think he was seen both under a cover of smoke, so there's a sentry. There's a sentry on Katomi. Otherwise, the other obs was placed down in the jungle. This is a really weird position for a level 1 obs. It's not going to provide vision over the rune. It's not going to provide vision over river rotations. It's a weird place to have a level 1 obs. Toby, with his illusions, is moving in. For the contest, and they'll head to their respective areas. So Entity actually grabbing three bounties to start with, so okay, good start for Entity. So to the mid lane, Stormstormer on the mid Arc Warden, laning up against the Leshrac being played by Mickey. Down in the safe lane for Entity, we have Pure on the 1 Slardar, being supported by Fishman. It's actually a pretty strong lane with the CM. They're laning against Boxy on the Spirit Breaker and Zai on the Enigma. That's actually a super strong lane once they hit like level 3. Up in the top lane, we see for Liquid, the Tumberman on the Lifestealer, with Insania supporting the Lich. And they're laning against Toby on the Naga Siren and Tomi on the Tiny. This is just going to be very painful harass here for Insania from the illusions. Anytime he steps up, those illusions are gonna click him. And Fishman's just bodying out these Eidolons, trying to get as much done as possible. Oh, the courier dies. Nice little tree toss there from Katomi. Catch the first blood on the courier this game. Feels good, man. Mid lane, we're 5 and 1 up against 4 and 2, so reasonably even. Both heroes looking for their bottles to come out reasonably soon. It's pump faking that Spark Wraith. Wants to maybe use it to get the ranged creeps. Oh, and we'll miss it. The deny comes out. Nicely played there from Mickey. In the bottom lane, Zai level 2 now has a point in the Malefice, and with max Eidolons, you can really do a lot of damage if you get the level 2 Eidolons with the Malefice. Often have kill potential with maybe a charge and a bash. Particularly on the CM, like these Eidolons will just melt through the CM's HP pool. Only 600 HP pool. No Eidolons at the moment. Isn't a great time to fight. Slow comes out from the CM. Fishman throws out the Crystal Nova. Upside, Matama Man is just being fed some tangos to keep him nice and healthy, even though he's got the Feast and the Guild Frenzy. And the Harass is just sort of eating Liquid on all the lanes at the moment. Probably Mickey's having the best lane of the 3 so far. Stun will miss. Stormsporter jukes to the right hand side. In fact, I think Mickey sort of anticipated him to juke to the left and he juked to the right. So sometimes you got to predict. Mickey guessed wrong there. Boxy will be pulling the creep wave behind the tower. Oh, actually gets hit by the tower here. That won't really affect. As long as he didn't kill the creep, it's okay because the range creep is still hitting now, so you get the full deny.
Dire's courier has been killed.
Bring down those Eidolons. 19 gold. Still no first blood here. 3 minutes in.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
I mean, this side, I guess with the Frost Shield, you can deal a bit of damage with the Matama Man getting in with the Guild Frenzy on Toby, particularly if the illusions are down. Probably one way to try and deal with this. I mean, it's just 4 gold for each of those illusions. Because I'll take them. Lets me hit something. Actually heal back off the illusions as well, so it's not terrible from Matama Man this lane. I'm still interested to see how this POS 3 Naga is built. What sort of items they want to move towards. Whether it's going to be more of like an enhanced support Naga, or whether it's just going to be a slightly more underfarmed sort of like POS 1 Naga. How they want to play it. Because I imagine he's still going to get a lot of farm around the map once the illusions get leveled up, once he gets a few levels, stats build up. He'll still have a decent farm capacity. It's not like he's not going to be able to do that. He's just going to deny a lot of farm, maybe from his own Slider. Although Sliders are going to be looking for a lot of fighting. Maybe they will just play it as a POS 1. Naga and Slider will sort of look for the fights. Obswood being played down this mid lane, providing vision over Stormstormer. And yeah, relatively passive early game. Surprising considering we have some pretty aggressive potential in the lanes. Toby, Frost Blasted. Matama Man's making his way over. There is a level 1 Frost Shield available if they want to move in. But they've got to be careful of the damage, and maybe even the toss back here from Toby. I mean, look at that, just a couple of right clicks and a throw. And Insania feels the brunt of it. And then in they go, onto Toby, with the Frost Shield. And Guild Frenzy and Frost Shield, it's a reasonable amount of slow, but Naga Siren has 330 base movement speed. That's a lot just to walk away. Yeah, the creep wave has been pulled over to the side. A lot of creep pulling. I think that's because both teams are understanding that there's a strong lane. The Boxy's been pulling these creeps back here because they can't contest a Slider CM lane. They would just die to that. Charge coming out. Onto Pure. Wonder if he's going to complete it. Come through the trees. We'll just have a little hit through. Boxy's given the old tap, the old love tap, saying hello. Pure though has the bash. The bash connect. Doesn't follow up with the stun, realizing it's pretty difficult for him to get any sort of kill there. Now Fishman coming over with the slow, but with more bashes and stuns coming out. Fishman has a root available, but the charge from Boxy gets into the tree line, into the fog, and charges through to mid lane towards Stormstormer. Now Stormstormer knows this is coming though. Stun. There's a splitter follow-up along with the level 6 and the Frost Armor. The slows are coming. Will this be the first blood? In fact, it will be, but it goes in the opposite direction. And they turn around Mickey. They found him with Katomi, the Avalanche. I mean, look at the side of Entity. They're all so low. Stormstormer and Fishman. They just live, but the counter rotation on Liquid there, they get punished for moving in. They thought they were, the Arc Warden was stuck in there with them, but really they were stuck in there with the Arc Warden. And Toby's just going for a very linear, Wraith Band into Treads build. Nothing unusual here. I think it is just going to be a standard build. Bottom side, there's the Malefice. Boxy trying to get the bash, 17%. There it is. Can he get another one? Well, we all know it's more than 17%. Ooh, Boxy. A little bit unlucky there. Not to get it 2 hits in a row.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Of course, anyone who just listened to that and said 17%, unlucky not to get it twice in a row. Is this guy mad? Does he not know maths? Matama Man, top lane. He's getting good damage on a Toby. Toby's armor, look at 17 armor underneath the tower. My goodness. Raindrops as well on the Naga Siren. Of course, Spirit Breaker, it says 17% on the tooltip. Everyone knows and believes that it's actually closer to about 25, 26. Top lane, the Naga does go down. Catch him underneath the tower. Is that a... Just chased him down. I guess there was no rotation. Just died. Just died, just like that. Zai working towards level 6. Does have Black Hole soon in half a level. We'll just want to use that Black Hole pretty much immediately, try and get a kill. Early on, you're not trying to save that Black Hole for anything in particular. You just want to get a kill with it, move on with your life, keep farming, work towards that Wraith Pact or whatever items you want. Mickey, let's get potentially caught here, but no, Tony charge comes across with the Split Earth follow-up. The Pulse Nova's going off, and they'll find the Tiny Fishman off to the side. Needs to be careful. The CM. Sticks her head out to throw some snow and quickly retreats. So considering we have a Slardar and a Naga, is Stormstormer going to go for the physical damage? It would combine well top lane with Cover Man. Going in on Toby once again with the Frost Shield, slowing him down. The Dual Frenzy, level 3. Really chasing down hard. Meanwhile, Pure has come in with the stun onto the Lich and found the backlines. And now, with the Linfest into the Centaur, Conqueror, stun, and Tumberman will be able to walk away. Charges coming in the top lane, but it's been cancelled. Boxy will take it. I was just saying, so interesting to see the build. Yeah, I think could be the Glipnir, probably be Glipnir build. I'm interested. So the physical damage build would synergize well with the Naga Siren and the Slardar. However, my concern for Entity here is if they don't have a mid laner that can have an early impact, then they're going to fall off, or they're gonna like struggle to control the map. So I just wonder if he's gonna go for more the magical damage build, but I think more physical. Entity are just happy to take this late. I mean, if you look at late game, Entity, they've got a Naga Siren, an Arc Warden, a Slardar. I mean, Slardar scales really well if you get farm. You can just permabash someone, realistically. Get enough attack speed, you just permabash them. Kill pretty much anyone you want on the map. Going for the Mask of Madness. This Black Hole from Zai is going to be difficult to use in the mid game. Actually, mid lane, okay, does turn around the Split Earth, but 2 don't get caught. Tomy tosses back in Boxy, actually. Boxy just turns around and hits, and he gets the job done. Mickey chasing forward with the Pulse Nova and the Lightning. Split Earth catches onto Stormstormer, but is held by the Root and the Flux, and now Pure comes in with the bash. Zai, Black Hole, it will be used. I don't know if the damage is enough, though. Insania with the casual Chain Frost will get the job done. Throwing it in there. The Black Hole is used. So I'll be happy with that. Gets a kill with that rotation. Black Hole's going to be hard to use in the mid game because it's going to be like smoke and mirrors from the side of Entity. They've got all the illusions from Naga. Got the clone from the Arc Warden. Tiny will probably have a blink. Slardar will have a blink as well. It's just going to be tough to find the catches with the Black Hole. So Zai's going to be pretty much have to be invisible in his positioning, hiding in trees, making sure he doesn't show. If he does get caught out, the damage will come thick and fast. Matama Man, top of the net worth, along with, okay, closely followed by the Arc Warden. Pure, the Slider, only 4.1k net worth, but yeah, Sliders don't farm particularly quickly. Isn't going for a Midas or any real farm acceleration item on this POS 1 Slider. So, kind of interesting. I mean, the Mask of Madness is a little bit of a farm acceleration item. You can hit a little bit faster. Charge coming out. I see him coming through with the Infest Bomb. Choo choo! Now the strike as well. Matama Man with the rage needs one more hit and they will get the kill. This is now you got to deal with, you know, entity. You want to play with smoke and mirrors, illusions, clones. We just got the choo choo train coming. Liquid say. Matama Man Infest Bomb.
Dire's top tower is
With the Spirit Breaker. Boxy, they're going to enjoy doing this as well. You know it. You know they're going to have smiles in their face as they play this one. This is one of the classic pub combos from back yonder.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Toby pushing a top lane a little bit, getting some more pressure through. We'll just cut the wave with the illusions, and I'm interested in these builds. The builds from Entity are really interesting me. Boxy charges through. Illusions again. Boxy immediately backs up. No Infest Bomb this time. Toby going for Orchid. Okay. So Hooded Defiance into Orchid. It wants to be a little bit tanky as that offlaner. It wants to be someone who can go in, but also have some potential to pick off with the Neon Snare plus Orchid. So, yeah, bit of sort of carry, sort of not in the build. Certainly not going for like a Manta, Manta build up. Wants to be a little bit less greedy than that. Itomi are working on the Blink Dagger. We'll have it in 2,000 odd gold, so a long way away for him. There is a smoke purchased for the side of Liquid. Insania has one. I don't know if they want to make a move just yet, or just having it on him for the moment they want to move forward. For the time being, the game is just slowing down a little bit. And I think this is going to be a lot of this game. A lot of farming. Zai off to the side with the Eidolons, just pushing waves while he's in the trees. We're going to see clones farming out. Do you go for Boots of Travel? Yeah, he's going to go for Boots of Travel. Okay. We're going to have Death by 1,000 cuts. Death by 1,000 cuts coming towards Liquid. Unless they can manage to somehow stop the bleeding early on here. We're going to have an Boots of Travel, Arc Warden, have Nagasar and Illusions. CM Aura sustaining them the entire time, but there's a 4-man smoke now from Liquid. Moving forward, Matama Man, he's not infested up. You need to get the choo-choo train ready. He's just leading the way by himself. As the Armlet, trying to find the CM. I mean, this is the catch you want to find, right? Or you don't want to find Boxy. Looking for more. Toby cancelling it with the Avalanche, but the Nether Strike up onto the high ground. I mean, he caught vision of him just before he went up. With the Midnight Pulse on the deck, they'll find the kill. And Pure doesn't even care. He just keeps farming. So I'm not interested in making any sort of fight. Top lane, Toby has been sort of found by Matama Man. I think he has a song. Yeah, has a song available if he really needs it, but really for the time being, that song will be reserved for a rainier day as he's working his way towards that Orchid. Matama has the Maelstrom online. Tier 1 did fall. And this game's going to be reasonably slow. Boxy denies the Obs Ward. And Entity move through, knowing now that they're not under vision. Zai's going for the Blink Dagger next. So you did go for the Wraith Pact as per usual. So you have some sort of impact without the Black Hole. But Wraith Pact and then into the Blink will probably be just standard Blink BKB build. Wants to be able to have that cancelable Black Hole. Charge onto the top lane. Pure is caught, but the immediate TPs send Liquid packing. You go back in the opposite direction. Even with the Ice Armor, they're not really content to hang around. Corrosive Haze is dispelled. I believe it's level 25. level 25. Corrosive Haze becomes undispellable. So that would be pretty impactful, particularly against
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
a lifestealer. If they can get
Radiant's
to that
top
point in the
tower is
game,
under attack.
it's going to be pretty hard to get
Radiant's
a
top tower has fallen.
Slaughter to level 25. He's not really the fastest of farmers. Unless he's getting kills. Bottom lane, charge coming through. Here's the invest bomb. Stormer, they found him with the nether. They get the job done, but in fact the turnaround is here now. They want to get the stun locked down on a Matama Man. There's no way you're getting out of this. Pure with the Mask of Madness, just hitting way too quickly. Boxy being chased by the couriers. The couriers are scouting it out. Keeps moving through with a charge. And Pure does just miss the stun. So they trade an Arc Warden for a Lifestealer. Not really the trade Liquid are looking for, but this game, it's going to be a slow one. Both teams are going to look for whatever advantage they can get. It's 5k net worth lead to Liquid right now. Entity are content going late. That's the reality. Entity's really got 3 cores, Slaughter, or 3, like 2 pos 1s, and a pos. I mean, Slaughter's a pos. It's like almost 3 pos 1s. You know, Slaughter is playing the pos 1 Slaughter. You've got an Arc Warden, really a bit of a pos 1 hero as well, and the Naga Siren, who's really a pos 1 hero. So they've got 3 pos 1s in the core roles. Liquid, they're content going late. They got a Black Hole. Black Hole with a Spirit Breaker, so that's going to scale well too. So both teams are happy going late. Roshan will be playing. BK grabs that for Liquid. And we might see quite a few uncontested Roshans this game. Fishman, this is the game as a support where you, hang on a second, I just need to level up Arcane Aura. Because the fights are going to be happening so infrequently that the best value I can give my team is just maxing out the Aura now. Give them a little more mana around the map so they can keep farming. Bottom lane, charge comes through, just onto the creep wave though. Boxy doesn't want to step up too much on Katomi and Pure. Working towards a BKB, he wants to scale into almost a bit of a core as well. Stormer going for the glyph there, so we're going for a bit of a hybrid build. So this mid and off lane are both going for hybrid builds. So they don't, in essence, have a true pos 1 build. I mean, I guess they have the Slaughter. Going for the BKB soon enough. So you'll be able to get in there and attack, particularly with that Mask of Madness. And you saw the bashes that came out of Matama Man. Like, the Slaughter is just going to dominate this Lifestealer. If this goes... If Pure ever gets to stand there and hit against the Lifestealer, I mean... Matama Man's going to feel the pain. He's going to feel the hurt. These bashes, 200 bonus damage, 1.3 second duration. You can just get the chain stun. Plus 50 bash to the deep damage. My goodness, 250. Bottom lane. They do find Katomi with the Nether Strike. Ice Armor slowing him down. Toss back though. Katomi might be able to make it away. Guild Frenzy slowing him down. Matama Man with the Rage will get the kill. But you see, Entity... They don't really care. They're gonna lose another tier 2. Liquid will slowly grow. Maybe Liquid can become strong enough they can just assault the high ground. Because they certainly don't want to let this game go on indefinitely. They certainly want to play around their timings as well. And the blink on Enigma is one of those such timings.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Stormer clone, just tapping into that top tier 2. Continue to push out faster and faster as the items come. I mean, it's a Midas, Maelstrom, Blink. Maxed out Flux. Did go for the Flux cast range. Bloodstone on Leshrac as well, so along with the BKB and the Bloodstone, there's pretty much no way this Mickey Leshrac dies unless he's full bursted from full to nothing. And in that case, he has an Aegis for another 2 minutes. Top side, Boxy still working towards that BKB. He might even have it. Let's see what's being sent out. Yeah, there it is. The BKB for the POS 4 is online. I wonder if he'll go for the Aghanim Scepter next. And there's a pause. So, reducing Charge of Darkness cooldown and makes it Pierce Magic immunity pretty good white noise. Is this a sound booth issue? Maybe? I don't know. Looks like we're good to go. Okay. Sec. Hold up. Zai's not satisfied. Zai has the blink, working towards the Ether lens next. Probably just wants to move to an Octarine as well. Have those cooldowns a bit less. I wonder if we get a shard at some point. Let's get for basically additional pushing at this point. Just get the shard, get the additional Eidolons, but we got the charge possibly from Boxy. G'day, Gadjabai. Welcome to the stream. Thanks for the follow. Best bomb is ready. I just need to find a target. This is the issue of this game. It's just smoke and mirrors. Entity, they're never going to show heroes. It's always going to be a clone or an illusion. This is the game as support. You want a Philosopher's Stone. Let's just check those actually. Is there a Philosopher's Stone on the side of Liquid? I don't think there is. No Philosopher's Stone. What about for the side? Ah, there is. Look at this. We got a Philly. So there is a Philly for the side of Entity. So they're happy. One of the supports is happy at least. I think it's Katomi's hanging on to the Philly at the moment. Yep. So this game, it's going to be who blinks first, really. Boxy charging the top line. They found a target. They saw Pure. They're going to try and find him there. Is no BKB ready yet with the follow-up stun. The Tumblr Man gets the work done. In fact, Fishman shows. And you can see Liquid is just itching to try and find anything on the map at the moment, but it's just hard. How are they meant to get anything done? Okay, Vision's found out Tony. He has a blink dagger. And Boxy will have to end up cancelling. With the blink back up to his high ground. Liquid itching. Next Roshan, not for another 2 minutes 50. Aegis has been reclaimed. And working now into a pipe for Toby. I wonder at this point, should Toby just go for more of a traditional Oswan Naga build? This game's going late. Maybe he's just concerned about a potential push coming from Liquid. He's got to try and meet that timing. So a pipe for his team will just give some sense of protection against maybe the Lich or the Enigma. But g'day, Kajabi. Probably absolutely murdered your name then, but g'day, welcome to the stream. We're currently covering Liquid versus Entity. Game 1. Charge coming in once again from Fishman. Fishman, but he gets caught with the Avalanche. Boxy thinks about following up with the Nether Strike. Silence now from Toby. That Orchid being revealed. Bloodstone being popped from Nikkei in the middle of the creep waves. There's not really a lot happening. Entity just does not want to commit. Now, I wonder if Entity drafted themselves into this game plan. Like they actually intentionally said, you know what, we're going to play a game where we are not going to give anything to Liquid. We're not going to give them the fights. We're going to play super slow. Or if they picked these heroes and sort of went, oh, okay, this is sort of now what we're working with. Because the safe lane Slardar doesn't seem to be that sort of hero. Although it gives the ability for the Naga and the Arc Warden to just continue farming. Because there is some presence from Pure on this Slardar. This POS 1 Slardar. Insane, yeah, working towards a 4-star. Oh, that would have been the 4-star. That's a support right there. Thinks about taking the last hit, gives it to Mickey. Check our items. Boxy now working towards the Aghanim Scepter. Yes, very nice. Just grab the casual buckler for the additional 2 armor to allies. Just charging this top lane. Just charging the creep wave at the moment.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Okay, slowly chipping down this tier 2, but the magnetic field's there as well. I mean, this is just... Entity are playing a game of chicken at the moment. Moving in towards the Lotus Orb for Mickey, so he wants to have a little bit of self-protection. It's not a name, I just put random letters. Okay. I might just call you DGA. Smoke now from Entity. This is unusual. So they've not really been looking for a fight, and honestly, it was a smoke for Pure to farm out these creeps, the small camp, because they're not really trying to get anything done with this. Toby now working towards the Agnum Scepter, has got the full pipe. Charge on Fishman. Is this a choo-choo train? It is. The Infest Bomb's here. See you later, Fishman. You've been found. I mean, anyone who shows Boxy and Matumba Man are just immediately on it. And into the Roach Pit they go. Okay, with the Bloodstone, we'll get back a little bit of mana. Make sure he stays healed up. Has got the Van Brace on the int, so 6% spell amp. And I think this is just going to be a free Roche for Liquid. I don't see Entity really contesting it. They are TPing back to the mid lane. Level 2 Song. Pure has the BKB. I think it's going to be too late by the time they heal. That's not going down particularly quickly. Stormstormer is starting to scout it out with the Spark Crates. Might actually have a fight. Boxy charging up to the high ground. Catching onto the Naga Siren. Splitter follows as well. Back to the low ground as well. Triple stun from Pure, but doesn't commit. Now, Nether Strike pulled in. Song to reset. There is a BKB on Boxy. Emma Tumbleman with the rage. They managed to kill off Pure. So the Song just wasn't enough. I'm not sure he got the BKB off in all of that. So the POS 1 of Entity just didn't manage to get the BKB off, and honestly, it probably would have been better just playing the map as they had the last 20 minutes. So Roshan will go to Matumba Man. I believe the open wounds as well. Anyone else has a shard? Let's just have a quick look around. Might have been the Mickey. I think Mickey didn't have a shard beforehand. So either way, Mickey or double up Split Earth on the ground, or the open wounds claimed from that free shard from Roshan. And we continue back to the status quo. Entity will keep pushing out with the illusions from the Naga Siren. Liquid will look to claim these tier 2s with the Aegis. And I don't think Entity are going to put much of a defense really if Liquid come knocking, because you're fighting against a black hole. It's almost a BKB black hole at this point. So I don't think Entity want to fight. We might not even see another black hole this game. Stormstormer now has the Glipnir, working towards a Hex and Octarine Core. So wants to be sort of that hybrid build as well. So a lot of hybrid builds linked in from Mickey, immediately silenced. On the Orchid, BKB is popped and the Bloodstone on the back line. Summer Man, he's on top of Toby. Toby has to try and get away here, but the damage is a little bit too much. Back over to the right-hand side, but Pure is being found with the stun, the Nether Strike, and Liquid. They're starting to find some space. Entity, the mirrors have shattered. The smoke is not covering them any longer, and they lose their 1, their 3, and their 5. I think if you're going to have this playstyle from Entity, you have to fully commit to it. And sort of trying to fight when you've avoided for the past 20 minutes, it's hard to do. And now Liquid, they just up to the high ground. They say, okay, we've been given a free all-access pass to the base. Tonsora blinks in with the clone. We'll throw out another magnetic field, but that clone will be dying very quickly, or at least expiring. Look here to hold them back a little bit more, though not too much. There's the follow-up. Stuns on the deck from Mickey. The shard stuns. You can see, you gotta be careful not to get caught on Toby. Don't walk inside those recurring split earths. Grab the Infest Bomb. You are possibly being scouted. There's a black hole as well. They want to force a fight. You will jump back up to the high ground. Charge. They find... Oh, actually, they found one, but they're looking for another one. It's just the clone, but, you know, plus 240 gold from the Tumblr Man. Now they actually might want to turn around with the fight. Pure is in blinking range, thinking about it. Toby with it, blinks in with the stun, follow up, and actually get Matumba Man. That's the first life. Boxy pops the BKB, charges through over onto Fishman. He's looking for maybe to run away, has a nether strike, turns around, there's the song. Can Entity disengage? They do TP out, and they're out of there. So they get rid of the Aegis pretty cleanly, just by baiting the clone on the bottom lane, and make it back to their base. Did expend some ultimates. Good lane. Now Pure's in with the BKBs on top of Lestrak. Mickey with the Lotus Orb and the BKB. Storm's clone goes down. It's no one dies. This is the sort of game we're turning into at the moment. Tomy, Blink, and Force Staff working towards his own BKB as well. Stormer has the Ether lanes, so more cast range for these Spark Rates and the Flux. Okay, what's he going for next? Shiva's Guard. He's going to be really hard to kill with the Shivas. He's super, super hard to bring down. Got another Infest Bomb. I mean, at this point, I'm just starting to think Matumba Man finds it really cozy inside of Boxy. Yeah, Boxy, he's just farming. Boxy saying, you can sit inside me, I'm just going to farm. Charging in mid lane. Boxy looking for some sort of catch. They potentially find Pure. Matumba Man jumps out with the Rage. He's on top of him, but the toss back inside the base. Katomi is found by the BKB Boxy Nether Strike. Level 2 now. And Pure gives Katomi the tip, saying it was a 5-star Uber to get him back into the base. However, now the Rax is under threat. Matumba Man's up here. Lip here holds him back temporarily, but with the damage that Matumba Man's pumping out, as well as Mickey with the Diabolic Edict on the deck. Cutting through the Rax, will be up again in 2 seconds. Pure getting out. Corrosive Haze, but it will be immediately dispelled by Matumba Man. Stormer just trying to hold the base with the magnetic fields. I mean, they are holding Tony. Avalanche tosses back in the carry. Matumba Man is in trouble. There's a black hole. It catches 2 off to the side. Zai's eventually entered the game. Though it was cancelled by the song. Wasn't a BKB just yet. And Toby, he's been caught trying to force the upper way. Matumba Man, he's chasing the Lifestealer. He's feasting on the side of Entity. Actually tosses him forward. Oh no, they toss forward Matumba Man onto Pure. The buybacks come out from the side of Entity. It's the Naga and the CM, but that's it. That's it, they can't do anything. GG is called, and Liquid take game 1 of this best of 3 series. Certainly a draft that didn't really work out as intended for Entity, and Liquid just saw straight through the bluff and took the fight.